Man, Adesanya seems untouchable at this point, man. He seems untouchable. He's like cleared the division out. But the person that I think would give him the most problems is Whittaker. I think Whittaker learned from his last one. I think his striking is on par with Adesanya, especially his karate movement, his head kicks, his takedown defense. It's going to be a stand-up war. But the counter-striking of Adesanya is where Whittaker's going to have his problems. I think that's how I ended up defeating him as well, was just the counter-punching he had problems with. So I'm leaning towards Adesanya.
I think Izzy's gonna take it again because I think like Robert is such a hard matchup for everybody because he's so great at closing the distance. He's super quick, but Adesanya just has a little bit too much reach on him. It's hard for him to get to him. So stylistically, it's tough for Rob in that one. So maybe it's gonna be interesting to see if he incorporates some wrestling after the Blachowicz fight. See if he's gonna use some of that. But yeah, I'll give the edge to Izzy.
Robert Whittaker is really good, so I don't know. You know, he won the first time, so you have to give the edge to Israel Adesanya. But Robert Whittaker is a tough individual. But if you get caught in a punch and you get knocked down, you know, toughness doesn't matter, you know.
It all depends on which Whittaker comes out. I think that of everyone in the division, Whittaker is the only one who can beat Izzy. But Izzy is, you know, he's really good, man. He's really good. He knows what he's doing. If Rob uses his grappling, you know, not necessarily taking him down, but you know, maybe wearing him down, putting him up against the cage, beating him up from there, I think he's got a better shot at beating Izzy than he did at the first time. Plus, the first match, I think he was coming off a little bit of a layoff, so there was he wasn't doing as much, so he wasn't as active, and then it was such a big fight, you know, especially with all those people there. I kind of think he got overwhelmed a little bit, but if you're giving me $500, I'm going to say Izzy on this one.
Izzy, Israel, he's too good, man. I really do think he's got the best striking in the UFC. You know, he uses his length so well, and his distance and his timing, and yeah, man, slip back counter, fight over again.
Whittaker's last fights were awesome. You know what I mean? So I mean that might show growth, but I don't know how that's going to translate with going against Adesanya, who's like long and lanky. You know what I mean? So we'll see how that plays out. It really might happen just like it did the first fight, or you know what I mean. It just depends on if Robert learned from his mistakes and he can capitalize on them. But right now, I have Adesanya winning again.
I think Adesanya is gonna win. You know, for me, he's one of the best strikers in the whole UFC. So I think he gets the job done here.
With that original flow, head kicks with the pros, picks of the fights or anything in the mix. Getting closer to the heart of the flame, bringing conversations with heavy hitting names. You feel the love of the game.